What's up YouTube, Jeep and Bubba here, and today we're back at it on the Comanche. In fact, there's been some work you guys haven't seen, but let's go to the back of the Jeep where a new guest has arrived. All right, we have none other than my brother Saddlebrook.
What's going on?
And he is doing new tail lights. Let's see, these are the old Crusties, and we're kind of jumping the gun because it doesn't even shift yet or move, but these things, they need to be gone. So I didn't want anything that was too crazy. Oracle makes these, and they make them in a smoke, but we just went just like this, LEDs. Dave is the king of wiring, so he's getting in here and getting it right.
Get this all nice and cleaned up.
Yep, and that'll look so much better. We'll take you guys through that, and then I want to show you what we're doing in the front end. All right, you guys can see how dim and dingy the old ones are. Now I'm gonna scoot. All right, looky there. So LED's making a huge difference, man. And that's the brake. Yeah, we can come over here and see the brake on this one. Yeah, that barely does anything. So good safety. Yeah, cut them off, Dave. Yeah, but look how clean that looks now. And we'd show you reverse, but there's no transmission in the thing at the moment, so yeah, so much cleaner. Good job, Dave.
No problem.
Another day, another project. Alright, off camera, Austin pressed out these old crusty bushings and put in some trail forged HD bushings, both sides. This is going to make a huge improvement. And as you can see, that old crusty rusty oil pan's off. We figured, hey, while the oil transmission's out, why don't we do a rear main seal because it's leaking. And then one thing led to another, and now we're doing an oil pan. It's pretty rusty. It's right over there. We just ordered a new one. New one's right here. New Felpro gasket. Also got a power steering line, valve cover gasket, another power steering line. What we don't want is to take this truck to SEMA and it's leaking oil all over the place. They're not going to want that. So we're going to try to fix all the oil leaks, and it's just convenient while it's up on the lift and everything's off. We got the flywheel we need. We got all the parts we need. So the trans should be going in fairly soon. And I got another 231 transfer case with the right spline, so we don't have to change that. We are going to do an SYE on it, and then we get the transfer case in. But we're hoping this week potentially have a transmission in. We'll see. All right, Austin pulled this valve cover, and that's right, it's getting painted bright yellow. We're trying to match that Optima battery in there. We might do some matching spark plug wires as well. Just dress it up underneath the hood a little bit. And then I just got to pick that old trans up and slam her in the hole up there. So we'll see what happens. All right, Austin's idea was just for me to throw that on my shoulder and put it in. I tried, and I'll show you guys what happened. I'm now wearing all the transmission fluid on myself. We probably should have drained it first. That's okay. We got to drop the exhaust so we can get this thing in here. Then we're going to do take two.
Right there. Maybe a touch more. Alright, slide in.
Yeah.
Slide in the axle.
Alright, let's get you guys up to speed. Alright, Avery just re-geared this bad boy here. We'll show you the inside here shortly, but it's got 456 gears from Yukon and Yukon's DuraGrip limited slip. What we're going to have to do most likely is cut these off. This is going to be spring over, and I got a Rusty's kit. I think we're going to have to bring them in about here, and then they'll have new shock mounts on them. We may throw new shoes on. I know we got new drums right here, but this Jeep was designed to be spring under, so that's going to give us a good bit of lift. Went ahead and put in new leaf springs. These are not lift springs, they're just Dorman stock ones, stock rating, and then just some new shackles because I had some longer shackles for more lift. So we're going to get that in, and then if we have time, we're going to go ahead and slip in that JCR DIY bumper as well. All right, axles in. We used a Rusty's kit. cut off the old brackets, welded on some new brackets. Now it's axle over. We will have to weld on shock mounts, but it's late and we'll do that another day. All right, guys, I have no idea where I left you guys off at, so I'll just give you a quick recap. Let's turn you around. All right. Austin painted that bad boy up. Valve covers in. Bunch of new fluids. There's like new power steering hoses, hopefully not leaking anymore. New oil pan. The lift is sort of complete. We ended up putting an ACO spacer in the front because we needed some more height out of the front. So that's in, but our spring bow's horrible and our control arm angle's bad. So we're gonna do some drop brackets, fix that forward. We should have just done a long arm to begin with, except we wanted to run the specific suspension and I wanted it to be something you can just buy from, you know, just a kit, and then it worked out. The reason the problem is what we got is we went spring over on the back, got that 8 1/4 axle in, put some new drums in, and it ended up being taller than what we thought. Now it's on the lift right now, so this is not ride height, but it ended up being about a 6.5 in the back. So we matched the front. We'll put the drop down spacers. I'm happy with that. Fenders are on their way. They're coming. We got a drive shaft in from Adams today. I put the rear in. We haven't re-geared the front yet, so we're not going to put the front in yet, but the rear's in. I've got some mounts that are getting welded on for the shocks. We welded on the purchase for the leaf over. I got those from Rusty's, and they basically, one was diagonal that way, and then one was meant to go in front of the axle. That wasn't going to work, so Steven, the big 392 guy, he actually cut it all apart, welded it, so now the angles are going to match. I'll show you that when I weld it tomorrow. But Austin's over here waiting on me because he just bled the brakes, and we got to bleed the clutch, and we got to hook up the transfer case so the carpet's all pulled out. Honestly, that should probably get replaced, but let's see if Detailer's product can revive that old shag carpet. I think that's about it. I showed you, oh, there's a new rear bumper on the back. Got new bushings in the front. So, yeah, rear bumper's on the back. Of course, the tailgate's down, but bumper's on. So I decided, let's have a Jeep night and say that we're going to bring the Comanche to the Jeep night and it'll be driving. So I'm putting the added pressure to get it done a little faster. By saying it'll be done, it's not really that it's going to be done. It's going to be drivable, and then we've got to get it like as good as we can get it before Jeep Beach so that it's both drivable and presentable. So, you know, I don't know if by tomorrow if everything will be perfect, like the spring bow and the alignment and the control arms and a bunch of other little stuff. We got a bunch of lights to do and whatnot. But let's get in here and finish some of this stuff up, and then yeah, we'll see if we make it to the show tomorrow or not. Keep following along, and then, yeah, that should be it. All right, we're going to find out if this thing moves. It's on the ground. I need to weld the shock mounts on the back, but first, let's see if it moves. All right, so the Comanche made it out to Jeep Night at Elixir Brewing. We still had a lot of stuff we got to do to it. So it got the transmission in, it got a new valve cover, it got a new oil pan, it got new tail lights, it got a ton of new parts underneath it, got a transmission, transfer case, and all that stuff is sort of working. And now it's get it roadworthy because we're trying to potentially bring it to G Beach by driving it. I do have a trick up my sleeve. If we can't drive it, we obviously could tow it the Ram, but I got another idea in case along the way it doesn't work, but we'll talk about that later. So now what we got to do before Jeep Beach is re-gear the front, put a front drive shaft in and get the four-wheel drive working. We've got to weld in the other shock mount. We've got to put tires on it. I'd like to get air conditioning in it. I'd like to try to get a radio in it because it's a long drive without air conditioning or radio. We'd like to do spark plugs and wires. There's a good bit of stuff that needs done. So that's it for this video, but I'll be coming back to you guys in probably a week or two because Jeep Beach is just a couple weeks away now, and want to keep you guys informed as we get closer. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please follow along. We did just have an article come out. Well, there's actually 2 in S3 Magazine where you can see kind of where we're at and where we're going and the story of Ranger Bob. So check that out. It's a free app you can download, and hope there's an adventure in your future. I'm Jeep and Bubba. Eat your prunes, and we'll be seeing you.